The interim president of Burkina Faso, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, has just dismissed from the Burkina army a powerful army commander, named Captain Sidiki Aboubacar Barry, who was leading one of the detachments in the country's eastern part. In this video we will explain to you in details why he was dismissed from service and as well keep you updated on the current situation in Burkina Faso that seems to be giving the world's youngest head of state some sleepless nights. In a decree, dated April 4, 2024, signed by Captain Ibrahim Traoré and the Burkina Minister of Defense General Kassoum, Captain Sidiki Aboubacar Barry was dismissed from the Burkinabe Armed Forces for what decree says a mistake considered particularly serious. But this is where things become even more interesting. To begin with, Captain Sidiki Aboubacar Barry was the commander of the Traore Army Detachment in eastern Burkina Faso, and on March 31, 2024, a terrorist group called Group for Support of Islam and Muslims carried out a brutal attack in the same Traore locality. This attack led to a death toll of 73 people. The attack took place on the afternoon of March 31. With the jihadists attacking an army detachment while on board with around 200 motorcycles managing to take control of the military camp, as well as seizing the arsenal of the disposal of the Burkina Defense and Security Forces who were stationed at the camp. Among the 73 people that lost their lives during the attack were 16 Burkina soldiers, 32 civilians, and 25 volunteers for the defense of the homeland, with the same being private citizens who stood alongside the army to support and contribute to anti-terror operations. Consequently, an unspecified number of soldiers went missing after the attack. Some of them were said to be captured and taken prisoner by the terrorist attackers. And in this video that was released by the group on social media, these two men who are wearing the armed uniform of Burkina Faso are seen pleading for help under the control of the jihadist.
Good evening, or how should I say, more precisely, me and my colleague are soldiers of Burkina Faso. We're in captivity, and sincerely say that, yesterday, there was an attack in Traore. The attack happened on December 31st, and March 31, 2024, more precisely in Traore, and we were captured by the terrorists, the Jinim jihadists of the eastern region. This video is what gives reassurance that the Jinim jihadists had brought us into their camp last night. But now, we beg you, the authorities of Burkina, to do your best to rescue us, maybe look for us, and pity us for this suffering, for what we are doing. In any case, we are doing it for the nation.
But the question is, what exactly got Captain Sidiki Aboubacar fired? Perhaps the army commander failed to relay or act on intelligence regarding the jihadist movement prior to the attacks, or perhaps he ignored or downplayed the intelligence of the jihadist, eventually leading to the 73 deaths that occurred under his control and deaths that would have most likely been avoided, had he been more vigilant and perfectly carried out his duties. What's worse, perhaps Captain Aboubacar intentionally undermined his soldiers' efforts to defend the attacks or maliciously formed an ally with the jihadists to threaten Burkina Faso's national security. This could lead to a criminal act and thus he had to go. With these attacks aside, there have been continuous public protests in Burkina Faso's eastern region for the past weeks, with residents of different municipalities including Kantchari, which lies close to Burkina's border with Niger, complaining of having been forgotten and abandoned by Traore administration, and consequently, they have been demanding that their voices be heard and set free because they are facing a humanitarian tragedy.
It's April 6, 2024. The population came out to really demand their rights. We need supplies, we need a return of the Rapid Intervention Brigade. We need to cultivate, to have food. It's been over a year. No one has been able to go out within a kilometer. We have VDPs, we have FDS, we have the army, but no one can get out for more than a kilometer. We want to eat, we want food to be able to endure, to be able to always be resilient. We want to go out and cultivate, we really want real leadership. People are hungry, people are starving, people are eating trash, people are eating leaves. People are starving, people are dying. We want our rapid response brigade immediately.
At the climax of the peaceful rally, protesters submitted to the army and ultimately to Captain Ibrahim Traoré this humble request, which was read out loud by this humble lady who was acting as their spokesperson.
For more than 2 years, we have been under a blockade of armed men, without food or a leader. No one comes to this area, except by air. The villagers no longer have access to their land. We were left without electricity, and without a mobile phone network, no financial transaction is possible. We demand the restoration of telephone networks, and through that, we will win this war. We also say that in general, and in particular, this commune of Kanchari will no longer be part of Faso, if nothing is done. During the rainy season, those who are lucky enough to remain alive will be forced to go out and reach the besieged localities, in the hope of farming and saving their lives. It is not that we are unaware that the price of freedom is suffering, but believe us, Your Excellency, our suffering in this blockade has become unbearable. Indeed, today, it's normal for a mother to see her child die of starvation, or a father to see a member of his family die due to lack of food or pharmaceutical products. Mr. President, we dare to say and believe that this war is not beyond your capabilities. This is why we remain resilient, and at your side, in the hope that you will take urgent and appropriate measures, and revive our maternal achievements. We cannot end our remarks without encouraging you, in your struggle, and without having a pure thought for our FDS, and our VDPs. May God give them the strength, and courage to overcome this scourge. To all those who fell on the battlefield, may the land of our ancestors be light to them. May God welcome them into His garden. May God comfort the bruised heart. May God give health to all who are sick. Long live Burkina Faso. Long live the Eastern region. Long live the province of Kafar. Long live the commune of Kanchari. Long live the transition. Long live the president, Captain Ibrahim Traoré. Homeland or death.